The opening scene of our story shows a man visiting a bank to deposit $600 million. But how did he come to have so much money at such a young age? We delve into the past to find out. Our protagonist is Yoon Hyun-woo, played by Song Joong-ki, and he works for the powerful Soonyoung conglomerate owned by the late chairman Jin Young-cheol's family. This conglomerate is involved in many lucrative endeavors and has a reputation for getting away with white-collar crimes. Hyun-woo has gained the trust of the Soonyoung family by following 3 personal rules: 1. Always obey orders from family members, 2. Never ask questions, and 3. Never make his own judgments. While some employees see him as the family's right-hand man, others view him as a disposable glove, used to keep their own hands clean. As a result, Hyun-woo is tasked with menial tasks and is always on call, even while showering. When the expected successor to the chairman, Jin Sung-joon, renounces his inheritance, Hyun-woo must track him down and bring him back within 30 minutes. Sung-joon's task of accepting the chairman position is made difficult by his own personal issues and insecurities, which manifest in outbursts like swinging a golf club at fish tanks and plants when his staff tries to serve him lunch. During one such outburst, Hyun-woo is hit in the head with the golf club. Despite this, Hyun-woo manages to convince Sung-joon to accept the position just in time. However, Sung-joon's announcement that he plans to turn Soonyoung into a company that serves the nation is met with resistance from the rest of the family. Meanwhile, the Soonyoung family also has to deal with 2 other problems. The first is a visit from Jin Young-ki, the family black sheep, and his wife Hae-in, who hold 3% shares in the Soonyoung group and demand answers about a mysterious accident involving their son. The second problem is an audit led by prosecutor Seo Min-young, who has a reputation for targeting the Soonyoung family. As she searches for documents and clears out computers, she and Hyun-woo engage in a verbal sparring match. However, it turns out that the documents and computers are all decoys, and the real files are hidden in a secret room accessed through a fake refrigerator. As Hyun-woo is organizing the documents in the secret room, he discovers evidence of a paper company that is being used to funnel millions of dollars into an offshore slush fund. Despite pressure from the senior finance manager to cover it up, Hyun-woo decides to report it to Sung-joon after a heart-to-heart conversation. In response, Sung-joon fires the finance manager and promotes Hyun-woo to the position, with the first task being to retrieve the slush fund. This leads Hyun-woo to Turkey and the $600 million deposit. However, their conversation was recorded and handed over to Min-young, and Hyun-woo is later waylaid and taken to the edge of a cliff by a new recruit, who quotes Hyun-woo's 3 personal rules before leaving as hired thugs shoot Hyun-woo in the head, causing him to fall to his death. But then, Hyun-woo wakes up in 1987 in the body of a young child, Jin Do-jun, the youngest son of Yoon-ki and Hae-in, a person who shouldn't exist according to Hyun-woo's extensive knowledge of the Soonyoung family. Do-jun struggles to comprehend his new situation, particularly when he encounters people who were deceased in the present day but are alive in 1987, such as Chairman Jin Young-cheol and his own mother. Do-jun arrives just in time for Chairman Jin's 60th birthday and witnesses Sung-joon stealing some of Chairman Jin's valuables and stumbling into a vase when he is caught. It is not until Chairman Jin reprimands Sung-joon that Do-jun fully understands the situation. Interestingly, Hyun-woo still appears to exist in this timeline and looks similar to Do-jun once he grows up. It is unclear if there is an in-universe reason for this or if it is simply to keep Song Joong-ki on screen as much as possible. Do-jun decides that his purpose for being sent back in time is to uncover who had him killed in the present day. To do this, he uses his persuasion skills and retained memories from his previous life to guide the adults around him in making important decisions, such as convincing his father, who works in the film industry, to release Home Alone at Christmas or invest in the production of Titanic. Do-jun's main focus is on Chairman Jin, offering advice on which presidential candidate to support and recommending a business deal that not only keeps Chairman Jin from being pushed out by larger players, but also saves his life by convincing him to take an earlier flight, avoiding a plane crash. Chairman Jin quickly realizes that Do-jun has knowledge and foresight that he shouldn't possess, and the two strike a deal. Doojun will earn a law degree from Seoul National University in exchange for his family being reinvited to Sunyang gatherings and being given ownership of land in Bundang, which later becomes a major development area. By the time Doojun is 20 and ready to enter law school, the land has earned him $24 million, which Chairman Jin presents to him in cash as a shock. Doojun converts the money from Korean won to American dollars, piquing Chairman Jin's interest, but he otherwise appears to be a typical rich college student, a facade that he deliberately maintains. While studying law at school, Doojun unexpectedly meets Min Young, who is studying to become the prosecutor he encountered as Hyunwoo. He uses her love for Seo Taiji and knowledge of the singer's future solo comeback to convince her to go on a date that is really an opportunity for him to join Sungjun's elite social club and continue his verbal sparring with Min Young. As Doojun begins to earn Chairman Jin's trust, he starts to make moves against him. During a trip to a film festival in New York with his father, Doojun meets investment agent Oh Se-hyun and uses his knowledge of the future to gain Se-hyun's attention. He then enlists Se-hyun's help in placing the winning bid on a company that Chairman Jin has been trying to acquire. This enrages Chairman Jin and causes Young Ki, the eldest son, to worry that Sungjun's inheritance may be at risk. The competition between Doojun and Chairman Jin intensifies. It's understandable to have questions about the time travel element in the show, as it raises questions about the existence of two versions of Hyunwoo/Doojun's consciousness living at the same time in the same time stream. It's also unclear if Doojun existed before his arrival in 1987 or if his very existence is a result of Hyunwoo's time travel. It's good to hear that the show does a good job of using visual cues to keep things interesting and easy to follow, such as using black and white footage to show Doojun's realization that he is in the past or using real-life news footage to confirm the accuracy of his predictions. Additionally, learning about the security team's number codes for family members can help introduce the major characters and their relationships in an orderly way. It's definitely impactful to see Jin Young's cameo in the show, as it highlights how Hyunwoo's loyalty to the Soon-young family is used against him even through the words he has spoken. It's interesting to see the contrast between Hyunwoo's personality as a strict follower of the three rules and Doojun's more confident and outspoken personality, but it's also sad to see that even as Doojun, he is still not living for himself but rather calculating his actions based on their impact on the Soon-young family. It will be interesting to see if he is able to break free from their influence and find his own path. Thanks for watching. If you liked this recap of Reborn Rich episodes 1, 2, 3, then you will also like the recap of the next episodes. Make sure to give it a try. Subscribe to our channel Byeogji Official.